Families evicted from West New Britain. New accommodation block for nursing students. And logo and website launch for participation in Dubai Expo.
This is National EMTV News with Dennis Orere.
Good evening and welcome to Thursday's news. More than 50 families in Kimbe's Section 10 and 21 have been evicted following a court order. The Biala National Court handed down the decision ruling that the plaintiffs be repatriated to their provinces of origin with the cost met by the defendant, the West New Britain Provincial Government. The first group left Kimbe on Monday on board MV Yalibu.
Houses were torched by settlers as a sign of the removal from the stateland. The repatriation exercise commenced earlier this week. Under the supervision of police and other authorities, it began with families living in the Section 10 area in Kimbe town. A total of 97 settlers were the first to be repatriated to the home province. Most were from the Highlands and Momase region. The eviction exercise follows the court order issued by the Biala National Court on May 19th. Both the plaintiff and defendants have consented for this exercise, a first for this oil palm growing province, which most are not locals. The second lot left yesterday for Wewek. The eviction and repatriation has also stirred anxiety in the provincial capital. Most are living with mixed feelings.
Community Section 21
Meanwhile, a senior education officer says students affected by the repatriation exercise should liaise with schools to formalize their transfer. He says awareness was done earlier to see the smooth transition of the affected families.
The transfer packages between themselves and the schools were picking school on. Like now I'm picking school in local. Parents go to your college teacher, see them, they get transfer documents out, they just run the transfer with the transfer number, and then they will take it and they go straight to the school where they live on. They know. So that's a process of transferring students. And like now, it's not, they can start talking about now.
The governor or the provincial government has not made any formal statement regarding the court-ordered eviction and repatriation exercise. Jack Lopava Jr., National EMTV News.
Shareholders of mainland holdings from rural Morobe and Oro provinces have called on the Morobe provincial government to assist them take back MHL. The company was built from coffee in the 1970s and the ownership claimed by people of Morobe, the original shareholders. Mainland Holdings Limited operates several businesses, including the largest, which is Table Birds, Three Roses Flower and the Crocodile Farm in Leh.
The original shareholders of Mainland Holdings Limited from Morobe and Oro provinces appealed to the Morobe provincial government and the national government to assist them take back their company. 16 business cooperative groups formed the company. 12 left after facing management problems. 4 are still maintaining their positions in the company.
So we strike one of blocking gate, no one in the Tokamogramization of Kamgo and the Kamgo meeting. We played Agiro Tamlo. They come on and broken flowers. Where more news, my name of news. Now grab one meso. Look, split on the some company. I said now wrong me. Even though we better go, we better make some court now 1,000 we plan on making through.
On this Seonda, Emino, all one up the Morobe Dasu. 9th district, the Morobe all stab inside. So we can give him mainland holding go back on this 9th district, the Morobe, and because something through.
Mainland Holdings Limited was established in the 1970s as a coffee exporting operation. The original shareholders are villagers from Morobe and Oro provinces who are currently minority shareholders. The company owns 6 other businesses, including the largest of which is Tablebirds, that produces Three Roses flour at its own mill in Ley, the Crocodile Farm and the Moale Trading. Since 2010, the management at that time sold 99% of the assets, including the Abico Transport, UN Electrical, and Territory Packaging.
People papa to making. Binagal one black man you go high school or go university come up for no what. People plus line. Where we plus school on top plus little school there. And that's a God stuff. God got power. Over on Bungo on Sunday, you could go asking God. The support is like a company of people. And it's flying all the land, all Gopinese, all Diabetes, let me one stuff.
In May this year, Morobe Governor Ginsen Saunu said the provincial government aims to sign an MOU with the current major shareholder, Nesfan, to have shares of Mainland Holdings returned to the people. The shareholders thanked the provincial government for stepping in to assist them with the help of a consultant.
So, we get sidang luya, like bel blomla, thinking blomla. We look forward to this MOU must go ahead na. When something come up, this MOU must go na kari kai loya.
Julie Badui, Owa, National EMTV News, Ley.
Papua New Guinea officially launched its World Expo 2020 website and logo branding for its participation in the Dubai World Expo today. This will be the first time after a long while where PNG is taking part in the World Expo. The World Expo 2020 was deferred due to COVID-19, but is now scheduled for October 1st this year. While PNG will showcase some of its world-class products in Dubai, the Expo will also be staged virtually.
200 countries will come together to connect, exchange ideas, tell their respective stories and develop practical investment prospects. With the launching of the PNG Expo website, the Expo will be an avenue to present the country's products in the world event.
We will tell the world that Papua New Guinea is the 3rd largest land of the world. They survive because we protect and conserve our forest, our environment. That's the story we'll tell.
The Expo 2020 in Dubai will be a whole government approach where government agencies will be helping in identifying investment programs within the sectors to promote.
In this project, we have seen Department of Foreign Affairs and International Trade as the lead coordinating department, while investment promotion take lead in investment promotion and tourism promotional authority in tourism attraction aspect, while other key agency providing support to those 2 agencies, or lead agencies.
Upon invitation of the ruler of Dubai, PNG will take part in the Expo. The United Arab Emirates will cover the cost of PNG's pavilion in Dubai, and the Expo organizing committee will pay for the container that will transport the pavilion from Port Moresby to Dubai and back. While PNG's pavilion will be located in the sustainable thematic area of the Expo village, the pavilion will showcase the country's natural resources, culture and unique flora and fauna. It will also promote products from SMEs and the cottage industry, including artifacts, crafts, spices, coconut byproducts and jewelry. The World Expo 2020 in Dubai will start on 1st October 2021 and will finish on the 31st of March 2022. Porivai, National EMTV News.
Still to come on National EMTV News, the Niluk Wabeg Hospital foresees challenges of patient influx, pregnant teacher dies seeking treatment, and accommodation built for trainee nurses. Stay with us for the details. Welcome back to the news. A 27-year-old teacher has died from pregnancy complications after walking several kilometers from Joseph Style, Medang to the nearest truck stop to get help. A local health worker, Patrick Angrai, frustrated by the lack of services and the deterioration of the Joseph Style Road, said the teacher's life could have been saved if she had been transported quicker. The woman was taken to Bogia Health Center and later to Medang's Modilon Hospital, but died on arrival. Late last year, EMTV covered the plight of women and children affected by the deteriorated road. A new state-of-the-art hospital is being built in Wabag, Enga province, but concerns have been raised about the influx of patients. The hospital's CEO, Dr. Aaron Luai, said they will take on the challenges.
The Wabag General Hospital is a big hospital relative to its space available within the hospital grounds and is serving well within its capacity, also as a provincial referral hospital.
12 doctors and in the provincial hospital. And we have more than maybe 200 nurses and maybe 100 community health workers, and auxiliary staff and the corporate services would probably make it up to 400 plus.
Space is the biggest challenge for the staff, but that will soon be over with the construction of the new hospital underway.
The hospital is really congested, and really congested in terms of expanding and things like that. It's really congested, and that also we are very happy that the provincial government is actually facilitating in the construction of the new hospital.
The staff managed to serve most patients, but still some have to be on the floor.
Depending on the bed space we have, at the surgical, they have 16 beds. Surgical alone. For medical, we have about 15 bed spaces. Pediatrics, also within that confines numbers, 18 bed space. So when we have influx of cases, then some of the patients will get admitted on the floor, especially with the pediatric unit when there is influx.
The hospital has also been spending close to 1 million kina, keeping the hospital stocked with medical supplies.
Because we don't have enough supply, we have to buy. Not only drugs, but consumables. Both consumables and drugs. So we expend up to about 600 to 700,000 per year. Nearly almost going to 1 million if we put everything together. Not from the department, we get this from the operational money that we have. We cannot allow people to suffer when they have need to actually supply them out, like drugs, basic drugs.
But the hospital CEO Aaron Luai says the provincial government has been a big help, especially with the approval of the new hospital being constructed.
We are fortunate to have the governor, action governor, who is supporting us all the way in terms of health, in whatever capacity he can do at the provincial level. It took a lot of effort and a lot of time for the provincial government to come up with the hospital that is under construction now, and it's almost about to finish.
Fidelis Sukina, National EMTV News, Wabag.
Lay's School of Nursing students for the first time will be accommodated in their own building when undergoing training. According to the acting principal, Pauline Bomareo, despite the existence of the program in the country, most training schools are challenged with students' accommodation in rural areas. The project cost of over 600,000 kina under the Higher Education Department.
This is the new Lay School of Nursing Mudzing Rural Transit Duplex Accommodation for the final year male and female students who will be undergoing their training here at the Mudzing Health Center. Over the years, the health center, located in Morbe's Markham district, assisted many nursing school students in their trainings.
Before, we plan in private accommodation, but since principal leadership, principal Mrs. Bomario, I'm come up in this house accommodation where we, the final years of this year, will be the first people to be access to this accommodation.
Lay's Nursing School acting principal Pauline Bomario said rural accommodation for nursing students is still a challenge throughout the country.
The major concern is the intellectual development of a person through provision of quality training with better institutional facilities which will enable and facilitate comfortable learning both in theory and clinical in different health setting backgrounds. I guess most from the public still do not understand the nature in which the nursing profession operates or is run. So in our case, the program is oriented within clinical health setting, both in a bigger hospital, in urban clinics as well, and outer rural settings. And these are some of the challenges that institutions face in sending the students out to experience what the real life is out there.
According to Mrs. Bomario, the project began in 2016 and saw its completion after 6 years. She said the school has set its priorities in infrastructure and integral human development. However, funding and proper monitoring and evaluation of such project has been a problem.
The establishment of the nursing students' accommodation here at Muching is not a mistake, as it is an ideal location for students' rural clinical practicum with very good case mixes of different patterns of diseases.
This health center has started receiving students from Lay School of Nursing. And I will reiterate the principal's comments by adding that it is just not the Lay School of Nursing. It's also the UPNG 50 medical student.
The Department of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology funded Mudzing Rural Nursing Duplex Accommodation at a cost of over 600,000 kina. The opening ceremony was officiated by the Markham MP, Connie Iguan.
To the Higher Education Office and to the School of Nursing, that this is the first of a project roll out in Papua New Guinea, and we, Markham, has been fortunate to be the first recipient of this program. That I, on behalf of the people of Markham, would like to thank the Higher Education and the School of Nursing in Lay to choose Mudzing to give us this very important facility. Thank you very much.
The Hearst Executive Manager Project Division Lisa Larry said this was made possible through the transfer of funds from the national government to the department in 2016.
This kind of project, especially the outside student accommodation, we wouldn't be able to put them up if it were not for the local partnership that we have with both and the understanding that we have with other stakeholders. So like I said about the land, it's very important that we had that so that we could put up this infrastructure for the students.
Julie Badui, OA, National EMTV News.
The Catholic Church on Yule Island in the Kairuku-Hiri electorate of Central Province celebrated its 136th anniversary last Sunday, July 4th. This was to commemorate the day when the first ever Mass was conducted by a French missionary there on July 4th, 1885. People from the local community, church leaders and government representatives gathered to mark this special occasion. While Americans were celebrating their Independence Day last Sunday on 4th July, which is a federal holiday to commemorate the United States Declaration of Independence on July 4, 1776, back in Papua New Guinea on Yule Island, located on the south coast of the country in Kairuku, Central Province, the 136th anniversary of the Catholic Church in the area was celebrated, commemorating the conducting of the first ever Mass in that place on July 4, 1885.
The place where I am standing now was the place where the first Mass was said on July 4th. 1885, 136 years ago. And there used to be a small chapel here, but now it is taken off, and in its place a house that resembles the chief house or the house temple. On this very place, as you can, the statue of that person there at my back is Father Henry Verges. He was the first missionary who said the first Mass here on Yule Island.
This historical happening has given special recognition of the place on Yule Island, and not only the physical aspect of it, but also the spiritual significance.
I think the blessings that were bestowed on him came from this island. And that's why I call this island a holy place, a sacred place. And I'm thinking of calling it another Calvary. We don't have to go to Europe, we don't have to go to the Mediterranean to seek the Calvary where Jesus died. But this is Calvary because it so happened that on the first Mass, while he consecrated the species, the body and blood of Christ, the blood of Christ was spilled by an animal who ran over the altar. So I take it to be another Calvary, which is right here in our doorsteps. This is the gateway to holiness.
With law and order issues a growing concern for the Kairukuhiri electorate at this time, District MP Peter Isoaimo urges people in his electorate, especially youths, to turn to God and listen to church leaders. This, he believes, will enable peaceful communities in the district.
As Christians, some are, like our good priests have mentioned this morning, some are Christians by name, some are practice Christians, but of course we live on earth, so we need God's guidance all the time. Once you go off track, then the true meaning of Christianity doesn't apply to us anymore. I believe our law and order issue currently, we need to listen more to our clergy people. And I don't mind spending much of your monies funding all interdenominational church activities.
During his speech at the anniversary celebrations, MP Isoaimo pledged to support church work in the area.
Maybe in need of some financial assistance. What we'll do is we'll commit another 20,000 kina to the parish.
And now looking at the Nest Fund market report, the kina closed unchanged at $0.2850 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your kina will buy $0.2775, $0.3658 Australian dollars, $0.2266 euro and 30.08 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading higher, coffee, cocoa and copra closed lower, palm oil closed lower, crude oil is trading higher, copper closed higher. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed at 208.98 points lower. The ASX 200 is trading at 65.12 points higher. The All Ordinaries is trading at 67.92 points higher.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Port Moresby Soccer Association has been given the green light by health authorities to commence with its 2021 season, with teams from across all the competition's divisions taking to the field for the first time in over a year.
Football makes its return to the Bicini Soccer Grounds this year with the announcement of the 2021 Port Moresby Soccer Association season, scheduled to kick off on Saturday, 24th of July. A meeting between the PMSA executive and club delegates was held last weekend, reviewing the operations of the competition. All COVID-19 protocols will be observed. As a result, no spectators will be allowed into the venue until further notice. The PMSA competition team will inform all clubs on the details regarding the management of the competition in compliance with COVID-19 protocols. All promotions and relegations in the men's Premier Division and Divisions 1 to 3 from the 2019 season will come into effect. Huxley Lovai, Trukai Sports.
The Port Moresby Rugby Football League pre-season 9s tournament, which featured 32 teams in the men's competition and 8 in the women's division, is scheduled to host its finals this weekend. Both men's and women's divisions will play in the Bowl, Trophy and the Cup finals.
After 2 weekends and 4 days of action, the finalists for the POM RFL Preseason 9s tournament have been decided. Out of the 32 teams that participated in the men's competition, top 24 teams have qualified for the final playoffs, which will be played in Cup, Trophy and Bowl categories. In the Cup finals, the 8 contenders are SSG Roosters, Magani Team 2, Dobo Warriors Team 1, Royals Team 2, All Flies Team 1, Butterflies Team 1, Kone Tigers Team 1 and Tarangau Team 2. Teams competing for the men's trophy are Southern's Team 1 and 2, Brothers Team 1 and 2, Ox Team 2, Walia and Paga Panthers Team 1 and 2. While in the Bowl Finals playoff will feature Magani Team 2, Findolom Laumas, All Flies Team 2, Kone Storms, Defense Team 1, Tarangau Team 1, Butterflies Team 2 and Royals Team 1. In the women's division, Royals will go head-to-head with the Paga Panthers in the Cup final, while in the plate final, Sisters will take on the Souths and Magani will face Ox to settle for the Bowl. The finals will be held this weekend at the Oil Search National Football Stadium, Field 2. Suli, Trukai Sports.
And that story wraps up Trukai Sports, the weather report after these messages. Stay tuned.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
Weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow in the southern region. Port Moresby and Kerama, partly cloudy with patchy rain possible. Daru, cloudy periods with brief squally showers. Alotau, cloudy with few showers. Cloudy periods with patchy rain for Popondetta. To the Momasa region, Lae, cloudy periods with few showers. Cloudy periods with brief showers for Medang and Vanimo. Wewak, cloudy periods with brief early morning showers. In the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, Kokopo and Rabaul to have cloudy with few showers. Kavieng, Kimbe and Buka, cloudy periods with brief showers possible. In the Highlands region, all centres to have cloudy periods with patchy rain then morning fog. Forecasts for small crops for the next 24 hours. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border through Torres Strait to Daru, to Kiwai Islands, to Kerama, to Yule Island, to Hood Point, to Samurai Islands, and with waters of Finchafen through Viti's Dampier Straits to Siasi Long Islands, seas 2 to 3 meters. Waters of Samurai Islands to eastern and western Milne Bay Islands to Cape Vogel, seas 1.5 to 2.5 meters. Waters north of Cape Vogel to Hewitt Gulf to Finchafen, and with waters north of Long Island to Medang, to Wewak to Aitape to Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters. Waters of Manus and its western group of islands, seas 0.5 to 1 meter. Waters of New Ireland to New Britain and Bougainville, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. Ocean forecasts for PNG areas in the coral seas, seas rough to patches very rough with southeast winds of 25 to 34 knots, gusting to 48 knots at times. In the Solomon Seas, seas light to moderate with northeast to easterly winds of 10 to 15 knots. In the Bismarck Seas, seas moderate to rather rough with east to southeast winds of 15 to 20 knots, reaching 25 knots over southern sector. And in the Pacific Ocean, seas slight with northeast to easterly winds of 10 to 15 knots.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that's the news, sports and weather for Thursday, the 8th of July 2021. Pleasant viewing. Be safe. Bye for now.